Hello, this is Brian again. Welcome to part 3 of my Torrey Pines State Reserve Extension Area hike. So I'm at another junction here. This is the Dar Trail. This one isn't marked for some reason. It's not closed off. But actually, if you make a right here, this will take you towards the canyon area that I was talking about. Yeah, this looks like bristly golden aster right here. Heteroteca sessiliflora subspecies Echioides. Just starting to catch it in bloom. That's definitely what that looks like. It's related to telegraph weed or telegraph aster, which is Heteroteca grandiflora, which is usually a biennial, sometimes short-lived perennial herbaceous plant. So you'll definitely be seeing signs of the bark beetle's destruction as we enter this woodland. Seeing a lot of fallen snags, here. So like I said, parts of this video right here might be a little hard to stomach for avid plant lovers. It's not every single tree, thankfully not every single tree has died, but definitely a lot of them have. So we're now heading into another little canyon, and where it gets, well, I don't think it's going to be quite as densely wooded as it was before, but I imagine it's still going to have a lot of charm to it. Oh, and I think we got Nuttall snapdragon, I believe. I think that's Nuttall snapdragon. Antirrhinum nuttalianum, subspecies nuttalianum, I think is what that is. There are a couple of similar species of Antirrhinum. I believe that might have some similarities. I love botanizing on the trail. It's so fun. Yeah, look at that. This is the Nuttall snapdragon right here. Try to zoom out a little bit. Since it's kind of a gloomy, overcast day, sometimes it's kind of hard to get the best photos and video of it. Here's another little seed. Here's another sea dahlia right here, Leptocene maritima. Again, I missed the bloom. I'd have to come here in April. April's your better bet to see this plant in bloom. The other times I came here, I mostly missed the boat on it as well. The other times I came were in late April and in early May, actually 2 weeks apart. That was in 2016. So coming here in early to mid-April will probably be your best bet to see sea dahlia in bloom. But it's definitely worth pointing out because it's a very, very narrow endemic plant. So it's something very much worth pointing out as we head down into this beautiful little canyon here. The golden yarrows get huge flower heads here, I noticed. Some of them are really thick. They have huge ray florets, I've noticed. Seem to love it over here. Low bridge. Duck right under this laurel sumac. It's gorgeous here, man. Still as beautiful as heck. Another Ceanothus verrucosus. There are scrub oaks here too. Mostly on the other side is where you'll see the scrub oaks. I think we've got Quercus. I think we might have a combination of different species. I think we have Quercus berbertifolia, Quercus dumosa, and Quercus acutidens. We might have a combination of them here. Okay, so we're just going to start getting lusher. But yeah, this is definitely kind of how I remember it. It's not all decimated here. Definitely quite a few dead trees, but this is kind of how I remember it. Just not as many fallen snags. Oh yeah. I want to talk about paradise. People usually talk about palms and tropical beaches. To me, this is paradise. Look at this. I remember passing by this before. Love this little spot. Love this little slot canyon here. Always loved this little spot. It's beautiful over here. You got some young Torrey saplings. Yep. I've been shooting a lot of video so far this morning. I've yet to do a spotlight on trees, but I should be getting into that at some point later on. Lanceleaf Dudleya lanceolata. You'll see a fair amount of that along here. Usually I'm used to seeing Dudleyas on rock outcrops. Alright, this is where the trail gets really steep. Alright, so gotta watch your footing going down this. Probably be easier going back up. It's kind of steep over here. Oh boy. Maybe just put your foot here in the holes, or the little narrow spots to get the footing. I think going back up this will be a lot easier. Usually it's easier to, it's harder because you got to breathe heavy when you're going uphill, but it's easier in the sense of it's not as technical. So let's see here. A little switchback coming up. Got a little natural garden here. Look at this. This little ravine right here. Love these little coastal canyons. This is one thing about San Diego, coastal San Diego County, especially central and southern. You get beautiful hills and cliffs and canyons. And there's our Torrey pine cone. Pretty large cone too. Pretty large cone. As I've mentioned on other videos about coulter pine and gray pine, Torrey pine is a close relative of those. And here's one of those scrub oaks right here. I am just about willing to bet that this is Quercus acutidens. Very long leaves. This is definitely not Quercus dumosa. Quercus dumosa's got really tiny, kind of wavy leaves, similar to Quercus burbidifolia. But I believe I'm almost, I'd say about 90% certain that this is Quercus acutidens, which is a hybrid scrub oak. I want to say it's a hybrid between. Don't take this to the bank, but I think it's a hybrid between Mueller scrub oak, Quercus cornelius muelleri, and Quercus burbidifolia, I think. Alright, I think this is where the trail goes. I'm doing my best to stay on trail. I may do a lot of off-trail exploring in the mountains and stuff, but in this place, you have to stick on the trail. This is a state preserve here, and I have a lot of respect for it. It's got poked by the yucca. Oh yeah, this is cool. I love this canyon. You can get quite a ways up the hill on this trail. Probably goes into one of the neighborhood access points. Yeah, I remember those first couple times I was here. I remember, it's kind of hard to see on camera, but those plants there variegated American agaves. I've never seen those. Yeah, we're right next to a neighborhood access point, which is basically the end of the line here. I'll have to put the names of the streets on the video. I don't remember the names of the streets.